notice that when you're focusing on that, the child actually steps into that character trait?
Absolutely.
As opposed to pushback, resentful, teenage.
Absolutely. Yeah, it brings so much love and so much harmony. And another thing that really is a gift is when you say to a child, you are compassionate there, and even if you say, you know what, that's really something like the Savior would do. The Savior was compassionate, and when you spoke that way, that was compassionate, and I had the best feeling in my heart. Trust me, they will continue to be compassionate from that point on because they label themselves. But too often our children, there's so much negative out there that they label themselves as being stupid and that they can't do this and can't do that. But we need to be their cheerleaders, especially the way life is today, how difficult it is out there. So the more we can label them with good labels and help them feel good about that. And trust me, when they do something good, if you help them realize the feeling, again, go back to the feeling. How did you feel when you just spoke that? Did you notice what kind of feeling came into our home just then? Honestly, it's amazing. When you start talking like that, pretty soon your home really calms down. And I'll be honest, I needed the program more than anyone in our family. Trust me. If you could have seen me 10 years ago, I was just like Miss Debbie Forrest on the spot, get things done, I was just moving and shaking and boy, go do that and do this and do that. Really, life was pretty stressful when I think of it as compared to the way it is now. Now it's just so much calmer, so much more love, so much more gratitude. It totally changed our family. And most of you probably weren't like me, thank goodness, and as harsh and as moving. So you probably are not going to notice the change that we noticed, but my kids were like, wow, what has happened to our home? It's like love and happiness and peace. Really, it was a big difference. And I needed this program. And that's probably why I was so attracted to it. I had actually spoken at a very large family conference. After I spoke, they had all these vendors. There were like 50 of them all the way around the room. And they were all, selling DVDs and these family programs. And I just went from station to station to station hearing about it. And when I heard about this program, it just spoke to my heart. It was just like I just got the most warm feeling. It was like, I have got to buy this program and find out what it's all about. I stayed up all night reading it. I was so excited I could hardly stand it. I could hardly wait to get home and just share with my children what I had learned and implement the program in our family. So for us, I think very often in life, you were attracted to the things that we really, really need. And this was just something that I really needed at that time in my life. And again, it made a huge difference. Okay, so the next principle then is the principle of praising our children. And we praise the character and not so much the achievement. Okay, so think of praising character, not so much the achievement. Okay, the next thing that we're going to talk about now is how you actually implement this program and put it together to make it work for you. Okay. Okay, is there anyone here who was at the class this morning that might have the blue book? I cannot believe it, really. I had like 40 blue books and they all sold this morning. And I sold my copy. So someone has my name on their book. But anyway, let me tell you, there are two books, okay? There's a blue book and a green book. The green book here, and they have 49 character traits in each of them. They're the exact same character traits. This is a book that's being used all across the United States. It's being used in schools. It's being used for government officials. Police departments have this book. This program is being implemented all over the United States. The Blue Book is actually a Christian-based book written by the same authors, and it tells many characters from the Bible, many Bible stories, so that you can implement it, the same character principles, more in a Christian setting, okay, a Bible setting. Okay, so the first thing that I did, I came home and I was so excited about this and what a difference I felt it would make in our family. So the first thing I did is I shared with my children what it was. And I said, doing one a week, by the end of this year, we can declare ourselves a character family if we do this program. And I just expressed to them the desire I had to progress and to learn about the character principles. And again, it's so important that you get your children enrolled in this, because really, if they don't want to do this, then guess what? You will not do it. I mean, it's got to be a family affair and something that they really desire to do. So the things that I said is, I said, you know what? It's only going to take us 20 minutes every week. We'll do it on a Sunday. It's helping to keep the Sabbath day holy. We're talking about things that are important in our lives. It's only 20 minutes. Why don't we give it a try? I said, why don't we just try the first 2 or 3 lessons and see from there if we really want to do the program. So they bought into that. They said, yeah, 20 minutes, no big deal.
How old were your children? What were the ages of when you started?
Okay, when I started this, they were 7 all the way up through college. And so my college children, they weren't even in our home. And so, but I still wanted them to be a part of it. So I asked them to read the pages. So in the green book, that meant reading 1 page each week, and in the blue book, there were 3 pages. Okay, so it's a total of 4 pages, but trust me, the lesson is ready for you. It's all put together, okay? So the next thing, so what I did is for my college children, I asked them if they would read those pages ahead of time, and if they would email me any thoughts they had about the lesson that I could share with the children. And so it really worked out great to just do the email with them and to work through. And then after we did our lesson, very often I'd call and I'd say, thanks for sharing this. And these are some of the things that we decided as a family we really want to work on, and, kind of shared with them what happened in the lesson. Okay, so, yes?
Now, who's the author of this book? I guess, am I...
Okay, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't even know who the author is. And I don't have I think, to be honest with you, a group of people actually wrote this book. Okay.
So, and where do we find this?
Okay,
Do you sell it?
I sell it, yeah. The thing is, and I buy 100 at a time, so I can get the book for $9. If you go online, you can still get the book, but it's like 15 or 16 online. I just sell it, I just buy them to save people money, to just have them, because I just feel like anyone doing this program, it's going to make a difference in their life. I just would love to get this word out.
And is it conducive to young, is this something you can do with younger children?
Oh, yeah, and I'll show you the reasons why as we go through it. Yeah, but it's something for sure. You can implement for all ages. It's great. Well, I would say 2.5 up. Yes, really. Yeah, not big, yeah. Okay, so finally, so everyone said, okay, we'll give it a try, 20 minutes, and, and you got to be your word. Whatever you speak, you are your word. And so I just thought, okay, no matter what, Sunday when I do this program, it's 20 minutes, we're done, okay? So what I do is I make a photocopy of, let me just see if I've got a copy of that. Okay, so what I do is, let's talk about compassion. Okay, here's compassion. Okay, so it's 1 page. So I would photocopy this page. In the blue book, it says compassion, and there are 3 pages. So I photocopy a total of 4. As the parent, I read over all 4 pages, and as I'm reading, I'm thinking, what part of this lesson do I want each of my children to teach? Because everyone participates, everyone teaches, and everyone teaches 5 and up is what I'd say, 5 years old and up. So what I do is I just cut it up, and sometimes I'll take a little section from this book and a little section from the other book and staple them together, and this is the part that you're going to teach in our lesson. So the children after church, they come home, change out of their Sunday clothes, they'll read through what they're going to teach. It takes all of 5 minutes at the most. I've never seen one of my children take longer than 5 minutes preparing their part. And it's all good. Because really, once the discussion starts, you've read it, and they will teach their part. And what's important, trust me, the family starts talking about what's going on and what you're talking about. And so discussion happens, and that's where the real teaching comes.